Alright, what's going on, guys? Sean Don coming back with a technical analysis. Here we have Jarod Henderson. This analysis was purchased by his friend Nick Hudson, who I did a previous analysis on, which is, I think that's just a awesome way to pay it forward. So, yeah, if you or anybody you know might need a technical analysis, maybe be a good friend. Buy him one as a surprise. That's, like I said, I think that's sweet. So, friggin' awesome. So let's take a look. Jarod goes to Iowa Central Community College. Shout out Brian Williams. Um, so yeah, he was an All-American in the NJCAA Junior College All-American. Obviously throwing the 16-pound hammer competition. So let's break it down a little bit. Nick sent me two throws, and I liked this one a little bit better, just a little bit more stable. So a little bit of an odd angle, but we will see what we can get out of this. So as we go through, initially, um, I'd say try to turn and face the right a little bit more. As you can see, your shoulders and head and hips and everything is facing directly back at zero, which isn't bad, but I also don't think it's very good either. So in this first wind, as the ball goes left, you can see your shoulders turning back a little bit, almost facing the camera, probably about like 45 degrees before zero. I'd like to see your shoulders turned a little bit more back towards almost like 270, 90 degrees before zero, which you kind of do a little bit, but then it's going to become less so as you go through the second turn, or second wind, sorry, which I guess that was the second wind, my bad. But yeah, so you could turn those shoulders open a little bit more. Try to even think about finding a focal point almost exactly where the camera is. I think that would help you connect with the hammer earlier because, as you can see, shoulders turn back a little bit, but then that right elbow drops, and you don't really connect with the hammer until just after zero, which isn't bad. I mean, you're doing a pretty good job of being patient for the hammer, which is great. But so as the ball comes through here, if you turn those shoulders back more, then really start thinking about reaching this right hand out towards 180, kind of out behind you, and then try to straighten that right arm out as it comes through here. So as the ball goes from 180 to 270, think about reaching that right arm out, almost right elbow up instead of down towards the body, towards the rib cage. I want this right elbow up and out, kind of like you're throwing a punch. Like if you're throwing a punch, you wouldn't want this elbow down below your fist. You'd want it straight behind it. So help that line of force a little bit, help you connect with the hammer a little bit earlier. Because like I said, with this right elbow down, this left side's doing most of the work. And then from there, I mean, like I said, you do a pretty good job being patient. You just connect with the hammer a little bit late. You can see yourself kind of shifting back away as the ball goes left, which isn't terrible. It's not very dramatic. I think coming off that heel, that kind of needs to happen. So, good job there. But good patience here. You can see, it just looks a little funky. You can see yourself kind of sit back a little bit. You maybe get a little bit more energy in this wind and in this entry because, like I said, you're being patient, but there's really not much energy going into the ball. It's just literally moving around you. Could get a little bit more aggressive with it, and because of that, you'd be leaning back a little bit harder, and your legs might work a little bit more. Right now, just kind of looks like you're kind of staying still, waiting for the ball. You need to get that lower body working a little bit better. And then good patience, but then this right leg gets a little bit behind. Once again, it's a sign this left side's leading a little bit, so this right leg's going to peel kind of off. It's going to come off plantar flex instead of dorsiflexed. And so your right leg's a little bit behind here. Then you do a decent job of getting it back ahead. Catch. Looks a little tight in the shoulders. Could kind of think hands up and out a little bit more towards 180. But in terms of this catch position, doesn't look terrible. And once again, this is an odd camera angle to kind of see this catch. But in terms of like separation, ball position, like you catching towards the sector, the hammer's towards the sector, just before 270, so that's good. Then you can see when you catch, that left side's the first thing to go. So you're very patient in the first turn, or in the entry. Now you need to be a little bit more patient on this first catch. So when you catch, try to hold this left side a little bit more. Once again, just like in the winds, try to reach and kind of feel that push with the right hand just a little bit as the ball goes through 270. It's not very drastic. You don't need to push super hard. You just need to feel that right side tension as the hammer comes back through. But you can see, so you catch, and then immediately that head's going to turn. And it's already starting to peak around the corner to 90 when the ball's not even at 0 yet. And because of that, so that left side's going to get a little overactive. His right foot's going to kind of stall out. So it was turning, doing a good job turning right there. Even then, you could catch, get this right leg working sooner. That's it. Because this right leg maybe isn't turning soon enough, that's why this left side takes over. That's why the right foot stalls out, turns a little bit, then stalls out again. As you come through 0, this left side's going to pull you through, which you can see what happens. This right foot is turning, it stops, and then this left leg takes over and pulls the ball into the sector. And because of that, that right foot's going to kind of come off a little late. You're probably going to, yeah, okay, no, not bad. You didn't over-rotate too much, but getting a little bit better there. A little less separation than in the first catch, but a little bit of over-rotation, as you can see. It's hard to tell from this angle, but you saw from the back, you'd see this right foot coming just about back in line with the left foot, maybe even a little bit past it, and because of that, as you can see in this position right here, that's just a little bit in front of this left foot. And once again, when you do that, when you catch, what I would call this is like kind of like a negative catch, at least in regards to the feet. When you do that, once again, the tendency is for the left side to take over. You can see this same thing. You catch, this head goes first, the left shoulder goes. You can see some tension through the right arm here. It's bent instead of being straight. That means this left side is taking over. A little bit deeper in the legs here. You get a little bit more work out of the legs, which is great. Left side's actually doing kind of the right thing, but just a little dramatic, a little early. And that's probably because that's why you foul, because this left side is pulling too much. It pulls you forwards to 180 rather than letting the ball go all the way around. And then you come through on the finish. So, yeah, just little tweaks here and there would make a big difference for you, Jarod. Like I said, really just setting up this entry better. I just realized that you only did one wind. Wow. But yeah, reaching out more to the right, perhaps introducing a second wind would help get you a little bit more energy in the ball, help you connect with it a little bit better. But yeah, it's really just controlling this left side. Feeling this right side work from the start makes everything a lot easier as you go on. And the big thing is not pulling this head on that first catch. That's kind of what sets up the whole throw in terms of this left side overpowering the throw. So think about, you can keep a focal point either at 0, you can keep a focal point on the ball, you can literally just think about being aware of where your head is at, and that'll help perhaps feel some things and slow down that head movement a little bit. Like I said, looking at the ball is also a good thing. And then finding a focal point at the back of the circle so as to not pull that left side so dramatically. So, hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Always happy to help. So, if anybody else out there would like a technical analysis, go to website is almost going to be set up. But hit me up. Instagram, social media, email me if you'd like a technical analysis. Alright, so thanks for watching. Sean Don, peace and out until next time.